Bienvenidos and welcome to In Her Footsteps, an initiative by the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce dedicated to elevating and celebrating Latinas in position of leadership who are making a difference wherever they go. I'm Maria Salinas, President and CEO of the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce, and your host for today's conversation. It's my pleasure to feature entrepreneur Ramona Ortega, founder of Wealth Build AI. She'll share invaluable insights on investing and financial literacy. Are you ready to embark on a journey of entrepreneurial inspiration? Let's begin by understanding the essence of the business landscape you are navigating. Ramona, the floor is yours.
Well, there's a couple of things that are really important. You have to really know what kind of business you're building, right? And the reason I say that is because we now have essentially two avenues to access capital and sort of journeys in the entrepreneurship world. One is the sort of more traditional, what I'm saying it's a small business, but they can be very big businesses. But what I'm talking about are businesses that aren't necessarily going to issue stock. They're not going to be listed. They won't be sold. So it's one question. The simplest form of that question is this a business you're growing for yourself and you're going to keep? Or is this a business you're trying to sell? Right? So that's kind of like at the macro level. And when you answer that question, it'll help you understand what's the formation from a legal standpoint. Do I need an LLC? Do I need a corporation? Right? So you need a corporation if you're going to issue stock. If you're getting outside investors, you need stock for the most part if you're getting venture capital. For a traditional business, you're going to a bank. You're getting a small business loan. You are growing your business through revenues that you're earning. With technology companies, you need a lot of capital up front. You build a lot of value up front, and then you scale that business and you sell for a multiple of whatever you're making. So that's just sort of the math of the different types of businesses. So that's one thing. And I think especially for more traditional small businesses where you're, maybe it's a restaurant chain, for example. Yeah. You need to have a business plan that you take to the bank or the SBA. And you really need to focus also on your own personal finances because that credit line that's being extended to you is based on your own credit score.
Ramona provides such insightful perspective. Business vision is complex, requiring precision in execution. One misstep and the entire performance could falter. But let's not forget, it's not solely about the vision. It's equally about the plan. A well-crafted business plan serves as your stage, a platform where you not only showcase your skills, but also captivate potential investors and financial institutions. Whether you're operating a small business or aiming for significant venture capital, your business plan is your passport to success. Now let's dive deeper into how Ramona transforms her vision and planning into a truly compelling performance.
You really need to understand your profit margin. You need to understand how much it will cost you to scale. You need to understand how big is your market. And that's going to be the differentiator in terms of what kind of capital you end up accessing. Right? Because if you are a business that's, again, more traditional business, you're going to be able to access capital from a bank, perhaps. Maybe you have some partners. Those are investors, but that's usually a small number of partners.
That you can give some equity.
Yes, absolutely. And you're going to share on revenue and things like that. If you are going to venture capital, it's a very different process. And you need to understand that world in term sheets. You need to understand valuations. You need to understand all the things that are inside of the term sheets. What price you're willing to sell, right? There's a whole bunch of things that you have to think about in that journey.
Understanding profit margins is crucial. As Ramona explains, this financial foundation drives your business forward. Now let's shift our focus to term sheets. If venture capital is on your horizon, a term sheet serves as your strategic blueprint. It delineates both your contributions and your expected returns. Whether you're a startup or an established enterprise, your ability to captivate not just your audience, but also your investors is crucial. Interested in diving deeper into these financial intricacies? We recommend Investopedia for further reading. We'll include a link in our resources. Now let's return to our conversation with Ramona and explore how she masterfully navigates financial risk.
Get some skin in the game. Don't be afraid to take calculated risk.
Love this.
And calculated risk, I mean, do your homework. You know, there's so much information out there, including this podcast and all of the people that you're interviewing who have great advice. I think the great thing about this community of Latinas and even women of color generally is that we're very willing to share our experiences. I mean, people get into my LinkedIn inbox all the time, and I welcome it. So I think that we are very open in our communities to share information and resources. So don't be afraid to ask. Get the information. Do your homework too. Like, don't just rely on other people. Do your own homework. Spend some time figuring out what it is you want to do, how you want to do it, what are the different ways to do it. And then you go to those folks and ask really smart questions, and they're going to be more willing and able to help you. And then once you do that, you're able to then take those calculated risks because you know sort of a path. And the other thing I would say is start to think about your 5-year plans, right? Whatever, and whether that's money, because it almost always involves money. Because whether you want to buy a house, get married, have children, start a business, go back to school, all of those require some financial planning.
I love it.
Have you taken risks leading to entrepreneurial wins? If so, please share in the comments. For Latina entrepreneurs listening, you are part of a dynamic community driving major business growth. Latinas account for an astounding 93% of new women-owned businesses. If you need resources or want to be part of the winning community, the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is here to support you. Link in the episode description. Now, back to hearing Ramona's financial strategy insights. Her wisdom can guide us in navigating risks and opportunities.
Personal finance is no different than traditional finance. And a lot, I mean, yes, it gets a little bit more complicated. There's more factors, but at the end of the day, it's all fundamental. And the question is, how much does this thing cost me to make? And how much am I selling it for? And is there a profit?
Of course.
So it's not just revenue, because I think that's something that people often overlook. It's not just revenue. You can bring in money, but if it costs you $100 to make it and you only sell it for $105, you're only making $5. Is that worth your time? Probably not.
Consider business finance as the choreography that elevates your life's performance. Each step, each decision is a move that can either make or break your show. We invite you to share your business narratives, the triumphs, the setbacks, and if you have invaluable advice, this is the platform to share it. Your contributions enrich the In Her Footsteps community. And let's not forget, this community is not just about storytelling. It's a repository of resources. Whether it's financial wisdom from Ramona or insights from our esteemed corporate partners, we offer a wealth of knowledge to help you perfect your financial choreography. Let's rejoin Ramona and explore how to transform financial planning into a performance that captivates.
So one of the things that we did during COVID, because I seen some things happening in the market with the GameStop. And as you know, I was recently featured in the Gaming Wall Street on HBO. So you should check that out to understand that. But what I seen was that people were just missing the mark on the fundamentals. They
Yes.
didn't understand the fundamentals of investing. So you had this craze, right, when people were just buying up GameStop and Reddit guys, and that's all cool. I'm glad that people were actually getting interested in finance. The problem is that then, when the market crashes or something happens, it's unexpected and it can really hurt your financial stability. And so I ended up creating an investment boot camp. It's an 8-week course that you can take. And this year, we're so happy to be able to have a campaign in partnership with the NASDAQ Foundation. We are bringing that financial boot camp to communities so people can access it for free through organizations, universities, and partnerships. So we're also working with ERG groups at corporations. So the Latinx ERG group, for example, and we can bring those workshops and then access to the investment boot camp. So that's one way we're really giving back and being able to partner with NASDAQ to do that. So we're really excited about that.
And that we can find it on your website.
Yeah, so it's thrivecampaign.org. But if you go to My Money, My Future, it's going to direct you there. And then when we launch wealthbuild.ai, which is very soon, so keep an eye out. You can follow us on Instagram as well. We do a lot of events in communities. We're also doing some money makeovers for young women across the country. So that's really exciting. Look, you can always contact us on our Instagram. We're very engaged with a lot of our users and followers. But I think it's also really important because you mentioned something around sort of, YouTube, and there's so much great content out there. I will say this though, I'm not a financial influencer. I'm a technologist. I'm a CEO of a technology company. I'm a lawyer, and I'm very clear that you can't get true financial advice in a TikTok 1-minute video.
Yeah.
You can get some great tidbits that pique your interest. You can get some great sort of hacks.
Yes.
But it is not a financial plan.
Got it.
And I think that we just have to be cautious because we're getting a
Really
lot of
educated,
people
yes.
out there. Just because someone did something doesn't mean you can do something, right? And that's what happened somewhat at the GameStop.
The shortcut of it.
Yes, you can get hacks. I love the hacks. I love the sharing. I love the community that's being built. But that is very different than getting a true financial plan or being able to take action on your money over time.
Thank you for joining us today. The wisdom Ramona Ortega shared around financial literacy was truly invaluable. She reminds us to take control of our financial future and aim for new heights. Before we say goodbye, I want to sincerely thank our committed sponsors, the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Bank of America. Your support for elevating Latina entrepreneurs is invaluable. Much appreciation to our production team at MNW Creative Studios, Identity, and director Rico Moreno for bringing these stories to life. As we wrap up, remember these narratives are meant to uplift and inspire you. Please like, share, and comment if today's stories resonated with you. And consider joining your local chamber too, where community and resources are there for you. This is Maria Salinas signing off. Keep your ambitions high and determination strong. Until the next time.